Good morning and welcome. This is Pastor Lucy Painter with your daily insight. And this week we are going to do a recap on gratitude. Thank you so much for your support, for your messages, for subscribing to our pod web. The address for our pod web is podcast.pastorlucypainter.com. Again, podcast.pastorlucypainter.com. Remember, you can leave a voice message, you can leave a question, a suggestion, a comment, a like, and God will bless you. Here is a recap of gratitude series. Blessings. Good morning and welcome. Happy Thanksgiving Day. Today is the day that we gather as family and celebrate Thanksgiving. It's a big holiday here in the United States, despite the COVID happening. And I know this year that not many people will gather as families, but I know each family has its own way of preserving the tradition. And they've come up with ways of how they're going to celebrate Thanksgiving. And this week we've been covering the topic of gratitude. And yesterday we said that gratitude is a guard. It is a guardian. It guards you. It guards your soul. It guards you in prayers. And today I want us to talk about gratitude in our interactions with others. Something that we ought to remember as we interact with others. And the guardian role of gratitude does not only apply to prayer and spiritual battles we fight, but also to our daily interaction with people, because we are going to interact with people today and also in other days, and especially during the holidays, during the parties. You get to see that brother that you have not seen for many days, especially in the American culture. It's the time that families gather together. They fly, they drive, they come all the way, and they sit together. They have the family dinner together. And after doing a research, I realized that in as much as it's Thanksgiving dinner, it gets so awkward because it is a time where many quarrel, many fight, yet it is Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving. And as I was thinking about this verse came up in the book of Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 4. How can we use Thanksgiving as a guardian in our interaction with others? Ephesians chapter 5 verse 4 says, "Let there be no filthiness, nor silly talk, nor levity, which are not fitting, but instead let there be thanksgiving." Let me read with NIV version. It says, "Nor should there be obscenity, foolish talk, coarse joking, which are out of place." When you meet with people, when you are interacting with people, there should be no obscenity. There should be no foolish talk. There should be no coarse joking, which are out of place, but rather thanksgiving. Instead of asking somebody or joking about how they have added their weight, instead of criticizing them or blaming them of what they've done, have they found something, have they found a job, are they out of a job, instead of criticism, the bitterness, the blaming, putting your brother, your sister, your cousin on the defensive, sparring up and causing resentment, the complaining, the sarcasm, the disrespect, the ridicule, the cynicism. I know as I talk about this, you've seen it coming up in all these family dinners and this parties that are supposed to be a happy family Thanksgiving events that turn out to be like, you wonder, why did you even go there? You were supposed to be there and you're supposed to thank God. You're supposed to be grateful. You're supposed to be thankful. It's a Thanksgiving event. So how can we guard ourselves against a mouth that is just flippant and trivial and silly and petty? How can we guard ourselves from that? If you find yourself to be causing all these awkward moments every time, and maybe you are even labeled in your family, you're the troublemaker, you ask that question and you clear the table. Everybody is full in a moment. You're the person who caused this awkwardness in the table. Your mom is like, oh God, did you have to really speak? Did you have to open your mouth? How can you guard yourself against this flippant, trivial, and silly and petty self? The answer to this is fill your mouth with thanksgiving. Ephesians 5:4 tells us, well, but rather, instead of those coarse joking, instead of that foolish talk, instead of obscenity, instead of all that filthiness, instead of that levity, fill your mouth with thanksgiving. So when a group of people get together, it's not necessarily only on Thanksgiving, even in other places. This is something you can use not only for this particular day of Thanksgiving, but even in other places. When a group of people get together, and the first people to speaks words of gratitude. So the conversation seldom degenerates into mark-racking, and the group is guarded from sin with gratitude. If the first people to speak, they speak words of gratitude, it is so easy to guard the whole group from sin if the first people speak words of gratitude. And so today I want to challenge you. You can say, I may not be smart enough to say any profound things. I may not be intellectual enough. Sometimes insecurity may lead you to be so flippant and to speak up whatever you speak, because you may feel like you're not a genius, you may not have the qualities, or you may not have achieved everything that the others at the table have achieved, and that may lead you to cynicism and criticism. But instead of just thinking of what you are incapable of saying, how about being honest and sober? How about just saying, I thank God for you? How about just being humble and being and just being the person who is going to create that mood of saying, thank you. Thank you. I am grateful for you. I am grateful for you. It calls for humility. And that is what is gratitude all about. It calls for humility. Just saying, I thank God for you, and the mood of that moment will be light years apart from triviality. And that doesn't even require a high school diploma. It just requires humility. Just saying, I am thankful for you. Instead of arguing why the food or the turkey didn't come out good, why don't you just say thank you for taking your time to make this meal? Instead of complaining why the sitting arrangement at the table is not what you expected, why don't you say thank you? Thank you for taking the time to do this. Thank you. Thank you. And that is why I'm saying today that gratitude is the guardian of our soul. And using gratitude, we can guard the whole group. We can guard the whole family, even from sin. So today, as we celebrate Thanksgiving, I challenge you to humble yourself under the mighty hand of God and receive the wealth of His grace in Jesus Christ. Fill your mouth with thanksgiving and guard yourself with gratitude. Guard yourself with gratitude. Guard your family with gratitude today as you celebrate Thanksgiving. Guard even those people, the visitors who come to visit you today for Thanksgiving with gratitude. And remember, we are not just guarding ourselves with gratitude. Remember also the times that we are in because of the COVID. Please Also guard yourself and guard the others. Do the necessary precautions because of the COVID. In as much as we love each other, let's take care of each other. And happy Thanksgiving. Let there be no quarrels. Let there be no fights tonight at the Thanksgiving dinner table, because you've guarded everybody you love with Thanksgiving, with gratitude. Shalom. This is Pastor Lucy Painter with your daily insights.